they'll lynch you. But he did, and he laughs at
Yes, everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Still bunged up, but I'm a brave little soldier. So I'm still here for you guys. Still here for you guys. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, and give it a bloody good subscribe. Hope you're safe and well. Happy Friday. Another week. We've done another week. Congratulations. Well done. Well done, everybody. And we won another game of football. We won a bloody another game of football. What a goal. What a goal by Scamacca. And we'll talk about that a bit later on. Also, we'll talk about, we'll do all the ratings and all that stuff. And then we're going to get on the road to Fulham. One game starts, another finishes, another game starts again. And we've got Fulham on Sunday. So we've got the previews, we've got the press conferences, we've got the stat attacks, we've got match day morning on Sunday morning. All that good stuff. So make sure you stay locked into the channel. And subscribe, all that good stuff, and you'll get all of the content. Happy Hammer's in the chat. Hope you're well. Rich is here. We've got Dangerous Sod. Hope you're well. Rich is in the chat. Nice to see you, my man. One shot, one goal. That's all you need. Sometimes. One shot and one goal, and that's what we got. One shot, one goal. And actually, if you watch that goal again, he doesn't look at the ball. He doesn't look at the goal. He looks at the ball. He doesn't look at the goal once, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. You look, his back is totally towards the goal. The ball comes over from Paqueta. Beautiful ball. Obviously, great ball from Rice. Soufal nuts it down to Paqueta. Takes a touch. Lips it over the top. And he literally touches it, swivels, doesn't even look at the goal. Knows exactly where their goal is. Instinctive. That's what a good striker does. He was instinctive with that. Andy, hope you're well, my friend. Ludder's in the chat. Good afternoon to you. Narky's here. Ryan's here as well. Don't forget, tonight we've got Late Show with Irish Tommy. All good chat. Always comes on. We've got a couple of guests. I think he's got a couple of guests coming on and giving their views. All good fun. All good fun when you come back from the pub, if you want a good old natter about West Ham. So, good word, Russ. What, natter or instinctive? They're both good words. So what we do, as always, the day after the night before, is we give you the match ratings. You can give us yours, and I give you mine, and that's great. And then if we've got any time at the end, we'll open up for anyone who wants to come and have a chat, whether it's online or give us a bell on the old dog and bone. Either or is fantastica. So let's start the old ratings. I like the ratings, particularly when we've won. It's a lot easier. So let's start with the goalkeeper. Mr. Areola. Obviously, on Twitter, all over the place, you've got the worldie save off Fabio Silva in the second half, which was a phenomenal save. There's no denying it. He had a good save in the first half from Verschelling. They're number 10, the little annoying little guy. So yeah, one good save in the first half. Second half, obviously, point blank header from Fabio Silva. Fantastic. That was obviously crucial in the game. Absolutely crucial. And apart from that, not much else. We have a lot to do, in all honesty, across the game, to be fair. Kept a clean sheet, which was nice to see. So we'll see. Hate that all the good stuff is on Friday nights. Fucking work. Oh well. Afternoon in the meeting, so can't hear you. Can see and vote. You're good at sign language. Very good. Got to be a 9. Faced 2 amazing saves. Darren, good evening to you. Super save considering he had nothing else to do. 10, 9, 8. Alan, evening. 7. Everyone else, 9. Good vibes. Areola, 8. Russie B actually gave him a 7. Actually, maybe I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him an 8 because maybe I was being a little bit, because The first save was a standard save. The second save was exceptional, but that's all he had to do, really. And, you know, but yeah, okay, I give him an 8. I'll 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 give him an 8. Let's talk about Vlad. Let's talk about Vladimir. 8, 10, 8. Had FA to do apart from that. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Let's talk about Vlad. I'm going to rattle through these today because, you know, we've got to start cracking on and got to get ready for Fulham more than anything. You know, obviously he started at right wing back. Obviously he was left out at the Wolves game on Saturday. I don't think personally he's done. I don't think. Let's all at the end rate Russ. I don't think he did enough to warrant a inclusion on Sunday. To be honest, played okay. You know, he was able, you know, to be fair, Anderlecht didn't really offer a lot on the left-hand side, in all honesty, in my opinion. So he was able to press high and join in the attacks. Yeah, reasonably solid in defence, obviously kept a clean sheet. Wasn't able to get any decent crosses over, I think, or as much end quality as he would have liked, in my opinion. What we got is 6, 7 for Matt, 8. Ario needs to be one in the Premier League. I don't think he will be, in all honesty, Alan. I don't think he will be. Not cases. I think he should be, potentially, but I think Fabianski hasn't really done anything to lose the jersey as well. 7, 5, 7. Big improvement. 7, 7, 7. 6, 6. Best he's been this season so far. 7. Russie B gave him a 6. I gave him a 6. There's something not clicking with me at the moment with Vlad, and maybe he might come out the other end, a bit like Suchek. He hasn't been clicking, and then obviously Wolves' game was a lot better. So anyway, let's move on like Donkey Kong. Let's talk about Benny Boy Johnson, obviously back. His first outing for more than a month. Obviously he got injured at Villa, hamstring injury when we beat Villa in August, and started on the right. Originally, when the team came out, everyone thought he was playing left back, and then when you saw the actual team in terms of how West Ham had put it on their team sheet, it was clearly they were playing 3 at the back. Solid, strong in tackles, carried the ball well out of possession. Didn't really put a foot wrong, in all honesty. Great, considering he's been out for the best part of 6-7 weeks. I thought it was a really good outing from him. 6 is an insult, says GP. Fabs would not have saved that. Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't have done. 7, 7, 6. 7 for Benjamin. Best first game back. Ben was solid. 7, 7, 6, 7. Did not look like he had been away and actually tries to attack indeed. 7. I'm on more in line with you guys. Bum. I've given him a 7 as well. 7. Let's crack on. Let's talk about Ballon. Obviously, one of only 2 players to have kept their place, so to speak, kept their place from the Wolves game, from the starting lineup. Last European outing with Silkeborg, he scored. It was about 2-3 weeks ago, wasn't it? Couldn't add to his goal tally this in Denmark, from Denmark into Belgium, but solid. He shackled Silva, Fabio Silva. Sometimes, a couple of times, I think he got the better of both him and Ogbonna, but led from the back well. He just slots in, doesn't it? You can see why he's got back in favour with Moisey. He's just absolutely solid. Absolutely solid. What we got here? Patchy Sittam. That was -7. 8. Dawson, 8. 7, 7. 7, 8. 9 from Ludders. 8, 8, 7.5, so it's an 8. You can round up or round down. I work in market research. I'd probably round down with 7.5. 8, 7, every day of the week. Never blow that game of a game. Reminds me more and more of Stretch. Great shout. Or Ginger Pele as well, I think. He just slots in. Mr. Reliable. You know what you're going to get. And what about Anton's hair? Oh, no. Crazy, isn't it? Russie B gave him 7. A number 7. 7. Nice. Yep, solid game from him, definitely. Let's move on and talk about his defensive partner, Mr. Angelo Ogbonna. Fabio Silva, to be fair, was all over our defensive stage, just lacks composure. Not the quickest, but he's got very good movement. in my opinion. Very good movement. He was diagonally so those runs, a little bit offside sometimes, but he's a good player there. He's a good player there. Angelo, obviously, he played on the left, skipper for the night as well. Led the line quite well. Was obviously kept busy by Fabio. Him and Dawson were, in my opinion. Couple of occasions, false. Maybe the first half he looked a little bit rusty. I think Ogbonna did. Almost caught out their goalkeeper with that sort of looping header in the second half. I think it was from an Emerson cross. Kept busy after the break. A couple of professional fouls on Silva when need be. Put his body in the line. I thought he was solid. I don't think he was as good as Dawson, in my humble opinion. What we got, the score 6, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7. Oggy is a rock. 8 minus. Still not back to what he was. 8, 7, 7. Good. We calling him for Europe. Not ready for the. I don't think he will be. To be honest. Why were they wearing black armbands? Who died? I don't know. No idea. It might be for some. We had the safety officer for London Stadium, Gary. He passed away, but we did a little sort of thing before the match had kicked off, like before the crowd came in at the Wolves game. So maybe for that, maybe I don't know. He's 34. He's back from injury. Reads the game well. His influence is. I think Dawson's more calming than Ogbonna, in my opinion. I think Oggy's a little bit. He was a little bit rattled, I think, a couple of times, to be honest. But again, it's people see different things. I saw him, I thought he was a bit rattled, so that's why I gave him a 6, which is a bit harsh maybe, but yeah, that's my opinion. I'm allowed it. Emerson, obviously making his first start since returning back from international duty. One of 6 players going into the game. He'd scored in the first 2 games. Forced to defend more than I think an attack. I think the idea being was he was going to be more of an attacking threat going forward this against Anderlecht, but actually they pushed quite a lot on their right hand side, so he was actually back in a little bit. Forced to defend more. Okay performance. I think he played okay. I mean, it's probably his best game for us, I reckon. It's our best game for us. Gave the ball away a couple of times, but he was definitely more of an attacking threat, in my humble opinion, this week. 7, 7, 7, 7. 6 is a bad rating for a glass of water. 7, 7. Rush, you've got. It's because I'm ill, innit? I think I'm harsher because I'm ill. I think I've got a cold, and I'm all against the world. Travels well with the ball. Decent last night. Solid. 7, 7. Russie B gave him a 6. I like that to a 7. I think he was better than Ogbonna, in my humble opinion. But again, we've all got opinions. You don't agree with me, I don't agree with you sometimes. It's what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. 8 and a 5 from GP. Let's talk about Wally Down. Wally Down, stop! It's Flynn Downs! Idiots. Idiots. Keep calling him Wally Downs. Does my brain in. Let's talk about Flynn. Let's talk about Flynn, shall we? Only his second start in West Ham colours. Obviously brought into the midfield, which allowed both Rice and Souček to have the evening off. Well, have a rest, not the evening off, because Deck came on. He was brilliant. Looked good in possession. Always looking for the ball, move it forward. Great little chip to Antonio in the second half, where Antonio should have probably done better to have got something on that, or at least set up a goal. Very consistent. Ran that midfield. Fought for possession as well as sort of not giving it away. I think I've got his stats here. I think Anton did him on the night, but his stats were. He had 67 passes during the game, 91 pass completion, 5 tackles won, 9 recoveries. I thought he was brilliant. The only slight annoyance, and actually listen to David Moyes' interview afterwards from BT Sport. He said that he had he's knocking on the door. He's improving a lot. So I don't think he'll be in the team. I don't think he'll be the starting lineup for Fulham, unfortunately, unless they play 3 with him, Rice and Souček. I think he'll keep Souček and Rice for the Premier League. But then at least, hopefully Finn will be back in for the Anderlecht return leg on Thursday. I'd love to see him play, but I don't think he will. What we got here? 9, 10. 8 man of the match. 9, 8, 7, 10 deserves the max. 9, 9 totally fearless man of the match. Definitely one of our own. 9, 9. I'd pick him for Fulham. I think I would, but I don't think he will. He should have gotten that late shot on target. Well, by his own admission, he was surprised he got there, to be fair. 9, West Ham fan makes him more special, indeed. 9, deserves a Premier League start. He certainly does, but I don't think he will. The extra plus is that Souček is now 100% fresh for indeed. 9, would love to see Downs play against Fulham, but Souček played well against... Oh, we've got a little super chat. Thank you very much from Wolves F1 or FI. Congrats, sacking manager. We did want him gone. You're more than welcome. We do it quite often. I think last season, was it last season we had 3 managers sacked after playing West Ham? So we've done 1. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I think we're playing Southampton soon, so we'll get Ralph done. And yes, that's hopefully 2 done. But I saw today that Steve Cooper, the Nottingham Forest manager, has just signed a new deal. So that's effed up his compensation if they get rid of him. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you much. So let's see what we got. Indeed. So Russie B gave him man of the match. Gave him an 8. I think 9 if he scored. But I mean, he was brilliant. He was really, really good. I think maybe a goal or would have maybe pushed him up a little bit, but he was my man of the match for sure. Let's talk about his midfield partner, Manuel Lanzini, joining Downs in that sort of middle, which maybe he was a bit surprised about. We thought maybe he'd pick Souček or Rice, but he went with Lanzini and Downs. So, giving, in essence, a rest to Souček and Rice. So Rice did come on. We'll talk about him in a bit. Obviously, last time when we played, Silkenborg, he scored from the penalty spot. And it was very much with Lanzini a game of 2 halves, the proverbial game of 2 halves. Moved the ball really well before the end of the first half, but then gave away far too much in the second half, and that led him to be taken off in what proved to be a vital triple change in the second half, really, which won us the game. Just not working, is it? I just don't get you. Ralph will sack you. Signing doesn't mean Coffer will stay long. It doesn't, but it means that he's going to get a lot more money for compensation, won't it, if he gets sacked? We need to get the Spurs manager sacked. No, I don't think it's going to happen for the time being. Lanzini 5, 7, 6. It's, capital I, F-I. 5, 6, 6. Lanzini, not his best position. Well, I think that's the position he's going to have to play, in all honesty, to get some game time in this European squad, this Cup squad. I don't think he's far down the pecking order in terms of a Premier League start. I'm sorry, I've got to wipe my nose. But yeah, never looked himself at all. He hasn't for a long time, I don't think. 4, 5 on his way out. Little sad face from Happy Hammerat. 4 Hell's Bells. Fortunately, does not fit anyone. Can't find a position to suit him. Conte released Spurs at the end of the season, returns at the end of the season. Well, hopefully. Right, Russie B gave him a 6 because, I don't think anyone deserves a 5 today. A 6. Let's talk about Benny Boy. Obviously, with news that Maxwell Cornet hadn't travelled, this was... he should be okay for Fulham by the sounds of it. This was Benny's opportunity to stake a claim, particularly for Sunday. If Cornet doesn't shake off his calf injury, I think that means Fornals comes in. I don't think Benny did enough to warrant starting next on Sunday. I was frustrated for him as well as he was himself. I think Moyes was as well. He lost possession a few times, particularly on the counter-attack, which led to them having a shot, that little number 10, which Ariota saved. But and then obviously from the close range, he should have scored. No two ways about it. Should have scored that goal. It was on a plate for him. Earlier chance in the first half. Some quite tame shots. He kept trying though, had the chances, was looking for the ball, which was good. I like the fact that he was still after the ball, despite the fact that he wasn't trying to shy away, which is a good thing. But it just wasn't clicking. Sometimes it doesn't click for him. What we got here? We got 6, 6, 4, 5, 5. It's okay that he should be the replacement if Rice sits on another bench. If Sutik goes and Rice stays, and be the bee's knees in the middle. Agreed. 6, 7, 5. Showed a lot of the ball wasteful in front of goal. He was never had Scamacca next to him, which would suit him. Yeah, I agree. 6. After you sign up, you're well. Maybe Benny doesn't listen to Moyes' instructions. Don't know. Rusty B gave him a 6. I thought he played okay. But actually, it should have been probably a 5 to be honest. But it just weren't clicking. Let's talk about Jared Bowen. Obviously, alongside Dawson, he was one of the only two who sort of kept their position from in the team in the starting lineup from the Wolves game. And obviously, he played really well in Wolves. And he's starting to look good again, isn't he? He looked fresh. It really has given him, that goal really has given him a lift. In the first half, I thought he's really good. Lots of mazy runs, a lot of cutting in from the right-hand side. Good control, willingness to sort of create chances. He obviously created the big chance for Ben Rama in the first half, and one for Antonio, which was a little bit just behind him in the first half. Wasn't really, another day would have been on the plate and we probably scored those 2 goals. He put one effort narrowly wide before teeing up for sort of Benny a couple of times. Second half, should have, there's a couple maybe could have got taken. His confidence is building, you can see that. Continued to keep going forward. Obviously played alongside Scamacca and Paqueta until he was taken off towards the end. But that's he'll start against Fulham. We know he'll start against Fulham. What we got here? 7. It's okay. 62. Get some likes if you like being alive. Click the like button. 888. Sings Freya 777. 7. Anderlecht have been once top of Europe. Yeah, so are we. I mean, they hadn't conceded a goal, so I'm just going to blame those. They haven't conceded a goal this European campaign, so that's not bad. Bowen 7, 8, 9 if he scored 7. Had Boots made a 50p 7. Very good. We were too quick to write him off as fans. I don't think write him off, GP. I think it was like we know he wasn't playing to the standards he should have been. Same with Tommy Suchek, really. And we know he'd get some sort of confidence. I gave him a 7 as well. 7! Let's talk about Michail Antonio, obviously losing his starting spot to Scamacca on Saturday rather. It's weird saying Saturday for West Ham, Premier League game. Lone striker. Did a good job, I think, holding the ball up. Won quite a few fouls before half time. And actually, one of the stats was he won 4 fouls before half time, which was 1 less than the entire Anderlecht first 11 in the first half. Had a foul, so he got fouled quite a lot. Front of goal, wasn't successful, blazed him over the top, mishit a header, not being in the right spot. Obviously teed up Ben Rama earlier in the second half, and then was replaced by Scamacca with 20 minutes to go. I think for me, that's the right way to use Antonio. Use him for the cup competitions as a starter. Scamacca, he starts for the Premier League, and then Antonio comes on if needed for 20 minutes to go, 30 minutes to go, vice versa, if we need him. What we got here? Oh, pardon me. I'm definitely becoming a Millwall fan. Disgraceful thumbs up. Antonio 6. Mick works hard, but the finish isn't there. It's not there. He works hard. He does. Beer Can Man 5, 6, 6. James gives him his random 2 to 6. 8, 7. Antonio worked hard, but no end product. 7. Thought the ref was fair in fouls. He was actually. The ref was very good. Serbian referee. There was a whole all the uniform official. They were all Serbian yesterday. 7. I gave him a 6. I gave him a 6. Now, I don't know. In terms of the subs, obviously, these were critical. We'll talk about Declan Rice. Obviously, we had in essence, a triple substitution. Obviously, gave him a rare rest. Well, a rare rest from the start, if that makes sense. But we had I think we had John T from Football London giving his sort of instant reactions after the game, and he called it bringing bringing 3 stars on, and we did. We sort of had to bring the big boys on with him, Scamacca and Paqueta. Partnered, I think Downs plays better partnering with Declan Rice than maybe Lanzini. Gave us that extra boost, that extra something to tick, that extra bit of glue, whether it's flying forward or he's passing. Eventually his ball to Soufal, which then hits Paqueta, which then went to Scamacca, started from Declan Rice. He's a class above, isn't he? Class above. 6, 8 subs each. Basmati 6, 6, 7. Russie B gave him a 7 because the impact he had. He had a huge impact when he came on. Similarly with the others, really. Paqueta. We'll talk about Paqueta. Obviously, he was thrown into the occasion with Moyes towards the end. With his triple change. I love the fact we had a triple change. Obviously replaced Ben Rama, and obviously Scamacca came on. I'll tell you what, that, and we put the short out. I think we've got like 40,000 views on that. It's incredible. That's a Rabona trap, and just see Aaron Cresswell's just face. Absolutely, he's getting it, isn't he? I mean, he is a skillful player. There's no two ways about it, and that's what we like to see, that bit of flair. We like to see a bit of flair. And he flicked to the outside of the foot to send, his first touch, I think. He literally flicked to the outside of the foot for Soufal. Obviously, he's a first assist. That's his first assist since joining, and hopefully the first of many. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I love him. 8, 7, 7, 8, 7 for those couple of... And we like that, don't we? We like a bit of skill like that. I mean, looking back, thinking about the Payet era, how many little silly little flicks and tricks he used to do. I love it. And the fact he's got the confidence to do it in the game as well, absolutely brilliant. 8, some great scores for Paqueta. 8, lovely Rabonas. It's Paqueta, Pete, non Pancetta. Indeed, kind of get the feeling with Scamacca we can finish top 8. I think I said it on the review show. I've got this is obviously my era, but I've got real Berkovic-Hartson vibes with this Paqueta-Scamacca partnership. Not. I think these guys are a lot more skillful. No disrespect to Hartson and Berkovic. I think Berkovic is a phenomenal player, but I think combined they've got a lot of skill. I've got these really good vibes with them too. Russie B, I gave him a 7. And fine, I'm not going to give a score to Fornals because he didn't really come on. But let's talk about Scamacca. Obviously, the final part of this triple substitution saw him come on and replace Antonio up front. He came on and pretty much created a chance straight away with a little flick over to stretch the back line. And went on a really good mazy run, passing to Soufal. Not normally, what I love about Scamacca, he's got that bit of skill that, a bit similar to Arnautovic. How Arnie had, he could run and he could drop a shoulder and do a bit of trick. He's got that in his locker. And then an absolute great goal, a great defensive goal. It just proves why he is better than Antonio as a striker. He is. He's instinctive. He's been brought up from a young age playing that position. The fact is, he didn't have to look at all at that ball in terms of that goal. He knew exactly where he was in relation to that 18-yard box in relation to where he is to the goal. And that is something you cannot teach. You can't teach that instinctiveness. He's going to score a shitload. If we, I think is that... how many goals he scored now? Is it, I don't know, 5? 4, 5, something like that already? He's going to be brilliant. He's going to score an absolute hat-trick. Absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. What we got here, we've got an 8. Russ, we don't want to kick it instantly. No, fair play. Yep, 8, 8, 8, 8. Yay, can hear you now, Russ. Thanks for sign language. More than welcome. 8, 9. Wow. 8, 9, 8. I think if Macca started against Everton, we would have got something. I think if he'd started most of these games, I think he would have got something. But he's had a virus and stuff like that. I think we're going to see, and it's, for me, it's about confidence as well. He's a confidence player, and it's about he needs to play on Sunday. He'll need to, and then I wouldn't play him against Anderlecht. And then I think he's our Premier League starter. He has to be. Rusty B gives him a 7. I wouldn't have given him an 8, but he only played like 20 minutes, so don't want to go. But he's special. He's a special player. You're right. He shot without even looking, and it was right in the corner. Indeed, where no disrespect to Mikhail, but if he did that, it would be in the corner. It would be completely in the corner. So, yeah, I thought he was exceptional. I thought he was really good. And we like to see it, don't we? We love to see it. Let's stop digging out. No, I'm not digging him out at all, Trilly. He does a great job. And he's dragged himself. He has, from the last 3 years, he's got 10 goals plus. 10 goals plus? 10 goals plus? Yeah, 10 goals plus. So he's done really well. He has done really well since then. I just think that, it's time for a younger model. And it's no slight on Antonio at all. It's time for us, and this guy, we know this guy's must. This guy is the Italian number 9, and he is, he's early 20s. Antonio's early 30s. Not saying he's nasty, not being nasty about him at all. No, there's no digging him out. Antonio's been a great servant. It's a great job for us, particularly when we're playing maybe away from home and being that battering ram and being that sort of, can just take on a lot of punishment. As I said, he got fouled more times than Anderlecht had combined. So phenomenal. But no, I just think sometimes he needs 1 goal to reach 20. Holland needs 1 goal. That's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. He's going to stop the ear and mix it up. No, I think that's his thing. Antonio's great running left wing. Can he play? I don't think Moisey will. Has done great for us, but not centre forward. Scamacca is by trade a centre forward. That's what I mean. From day dot. From day dot, he's been doing that. So it's not surprising. It's not surprising. No, sorry. It's not surprising at all. And that's no disrespect to Antonio at all. He's been fantastic for us, absolutely fantastic. As I said, we are now already getting ready for the game on Sunday. Now that's it. We're going to move on and talk about Sunday. So if you want to come on and have a chat, we've got the stuff as always. Oh God, have I done the right thing? There we go. We've got the phone number, or you can come on and chat on the video. It's up to you. Nicky's been Russ 8.5. Is Mitrovic out? I don't think. Let's have a quick look. I don't know what the latest is with Mitrovic. Obviously, we'll be bringing you the press conference later on this evening with Hammer's headlines, and then we start getting ready for the game. Let's have a look. We could be mid-table by the end of by the weekend. That's mental, isn't it? I don't know actually about Mitrovic. Let's have a quick look. Google Fulham injuries. Let's have a quick look. Premier League injuries. Premier injuries. Let's have a look. Doesn't Mitrovic 50% chance? 50% chance, which will be a huge thing for us. We've got Manu Solomon. He's ruled out. Kazawa's ruled out. Mitrovic is at 50-50 chance. Kenny Tete, he's 50-50. And De Silva, William Bourget De Silva, is 50-50. And so's Anton Robinson, 50-50. Nathaniel Chalobah, he's ruled out. Harry Wilson's ruled out. They've got a few injuries, a few people out by the looks of it, and we'll only have the likes of obviously Aged. Could be a slight but possible. Obviously we don't know about Cornet. By the looks of it, no one has come out of the game with any injuries from yesterday. A few bookings though, so we'll keep an eye on that. You get 3 bookings in the group stages before you get a suspension. So we had 4 people being booked going into the game. We had a few bookings, so that's going to rack up. Don't rate Mitrovic at all. But it's annoying. I've just noticed your camera's pausing a lot. I think it's my Wi-Fi, but the test below is still moving. I think it is my computer. Well, I've had a bit of trouble with the old internet. We've got someone sorting it out. We've got a bloody, what's it called? Engineer coming to sort it out. So it might be my internet. It's not too shabby, Alonso, but it is dropping out a little bit. So I do apologise. It's all right. He says it's all right, but we'll see. What the fuck? We are taking the knee with a minute's applause. Load of bullshit. Sky flexing their control again. I don't know. That's the type of comments that bites people on that bum, Trini. There we go. Exactly. Well, if he plays, he might not play. As I said, if you want to come on and have a chat, we're going to probably be on for another 10 minutes or so. We're going to have the previews and the stat attacks and your 11s, so feel free to jump on. Feel free to go onto the community tab and vote for who you think is going to be playing against Fulham. I've gone the 4-2-3-1. That's the standard anyway, usually. It'd be interesting to see your opinions, particularly with the weekend, particularly with yesterday, in terms of Areola, in terms of Scamacca, in terms of Ben Rama, in terms of Ben Johnson. Lots of, in theory, we've only got definitely a Gerd out and a doubtful or 50-50, I'd say, with Cornet. So we're starting to shape up quite nicely, I think. When you look at the squad, the fact is, and Moisey, if you watch Moisey's interview for the BT Sport, he was smiling when they said he's got the squad because you could bring on like people like Paqueta, Scamacca, and Rice, and Fornals as well. He said that's what we're trying to achieve. This sort of get this squad, and that's what I mean. The ability to be able to chop and change is fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Did you go to bed with night nurse? No, not yet. I feel rough as any. I feel rough. Everything worse today, Pete. To be honest. And it's as the night, I'm not too bad, and then as the night, as it deteriorates, as I get more tired it's a horrible cold. It's definitely a cold. Mrs. Mother-in-law had it. I was thinking, bloody Wi-Fi, they noticed Rusty's text still moving. No, it's just me, I think. I do apologise. Not really. Matt Foster's rate his work rate, but his scoring is below average at best. Moisey went more attacking last time with Cornet. I hope he doesn't return back to Rice, Souček and Fornals. I think realistically, Rice and Souček will play, and I think based on Cornet, if Cornet's not fit, I think he will play Fornals. I don't think Benny's done enough, or even put Emerson there. Do you know what I mean? Because he bloody plays left wing really when you put him on anyway. To be fair, so there we go. When we break for World Cup, we'll see how good our squad really is. We will. His work rate's pretty good, but needs to score more, just not against us. If he plays 50-50, I think, for the game, to be fair. Hang on. Mrs. Sorry, just put Mrs. Button off and me make me some sandwiches, so I'm not going to say no. So there we go. If you're new around here, where the bloody hell have you been? But don't forget to give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. We're on the way to, I think, we're on the way to 14,000 subscribers, which is great. This is amazing. We've got the Late Late Show with Irish Tommy tonight, so make sure you check that out. That'll be really, really good. He'll be talking about, I think his whole thing today is hammers, irons warming up. Are we warming up? And then on Sunday we'll have the match day morning, hopefully outside the ground in the morning, hence the name. We won't have a watch along on Sunday. Anton's can't do it, and I'm at the ground. But we'll have the match day morning, so you can get your bit of West Ham network in the morning, just to get yourself all ready for it. All good in the hood. All good in the hood. Bacon sandwich for Pete. Bacon sandwich for Pete. There we go. Pete, do you have ketchup or brown sauce? Let me know. I can read. Keep Anton in the cellar and lock it. 4 nails Death Wing. Do you know what? I do apologise, Narky. I've got this. I've got to do it. I'm going to try and, if I can, I've got to just go in the post office. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to try and get it all done in the post office. Well, or buy all the postage and then they can come and pick up on Monday. I have got it it's all set up. I've just got to sort it. I do apologise. I'm useless with those things. I'll be honest. I'm not very good, but it's coming, Narky. Don't worry. I still haven't. I think it's Stuart Slater who signed it. I think. We'll do the October draw probably next week. So if you're a channel member, you get entered into the October memorabilia draw when I decide to send it. As Narky knows, I'm interested to see what happens later in the season of the Premier League when Nita starts the. Yes, that's going to be very interesting. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens with how we develop as the ECL comes through. I mean, obviously, if we win the group, we miss out the 6-32 and go straight into the 16s like we did in the Europa League this year, which means I think it's not till March, or something like that. Tommy sauce, ketchup. There we go. Crusty bread, of course. I like mayonnaise in my bacon sandwich. There we go, just me. Thank you very much, Narky. Yes. I believe let's have a quick look. Europa Conference League dates. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. So let's have a quick look down here. So we've got the group stages. So yeah, the knockout stage. Yeah, so if we qualify if we win the group and we go into the round of 16 rather than knockout playoffs, which is the 32s, we don't play again after November the 3rd, which is match day 6. Well, hopefully by next week, match day 4 will have already qualified in top of leading our group, so we can play the next 2 games with the kids, maybe. The group of 16 isn't until the first week of March, or second week of March the 9th and 16th. So that makes things a lot easier for us, I think. A lot easier. Got to be Tiger Loaf. Do you know, I do like your French stick, I'll be honest. Shouldn't Holly have an emoji? Yes, she should do, actually. I have to get on to Cannington Lens, sort that out. I have wellies with my bacon. Nice to see. Villarreal been doing? How have they been doing? Good bloody question. I don't know. Let's have a look. I don't know. I haven't been watching. To be honest, I've literally been concentrating. Obviously, Silkeborg beat bloody Bucharest 5-0. 5-0. Unbelievable, Jeff. They won 5-0 yesterday, which is good to see. Fair play to them against Rapid Vienna. Friends of the channel from last year. They are. Where's the Europa Conference League? They are. Where are they? They're top as well. 3 wins. 11. They've scored 11, conceded 4, goal difference of 9. So yeah, I think they're looking in terms of if you're looking across the rest of what 5-0 must be. They're one of the favourites, I think. You're looking round. You've got Basel top in their group. Actually, no, Basel and Prunic in Group H. They're both on 6 points. Group G looks really good. They've all got 4 points. Balcony, Slavia Prague, CFR, and Slivspor all got 4 points. Group F, Dutch Garden 7 points. Then Malden with 4. Group E, AZ Alkmaar with 9. They're top in their group with 3 wins. Group D, you got Partizan, Belgrade 5 points, and Nice have got 5 points. Villarreal top in their group with 9 points. Almost exactly similar, very similar group to us in Group B. And then Group A, Istanbul. They've got 7 points. Fiorentina have 4 points. Good to know. Good to know. I'd say Villarreal are up there, definitely. I think us and Villarreal must be favourites, in all honesty. But that's great. And that's before, obviously, then the Europa League third place teams drop in. So, there he is. Indeed, if we can avoid Villarreal to the final, that'd be good. But don't forget we beat Sevilla in the Europa League. So anything's possible, my friends. Anyway, peeps, as I said, we'll be back with the press conference later on today. We have Hammer. We have that'll be Hammer's headlines. We'll have Irish Tommy, the Late Late Show of Irish Tommy. Make sure you check that out at 10 o'clock tonight. And then we've got everything else. We should have Holly back from a Hindu to do a tweet all about it episode this weekend, as well as Harry, Matt, and Anton, and all that good stuff. So there'll be loads of stuff going. And we'll try and get Jim on as well. We love Jim. If you're new around here, where the hell have you been? But maybe consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Hitting the bell notification, always good. The like button's lovely. We're big fans of the like button. Thank you very, very much. Or become a channel member. Like various others, you see them. They got the special things and the little cross hammers like Narky and various others. We've got 50 odd GP. I'm just looking here. Trini, they're all channel members, so they get automatically entered into all of our prize draws every month. Go get dosed up. No driving if you do. Indeed, they were at home. They were at home. And as always, I'd like to thank all of our channel members at each of our shows. So take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm. And we'll see you guys at about 4:30-ish. Yeah. Bye.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate,